If your sleep feels inconsistent, it probably does not start when you get into bed. It starts much earlier, with the light you get in the morning, the caffeine you take in the afternoon, the way you use your phone at night, the temperature of your room, the time you wake up, the food you eat after training, and the way you move from a busy day into sleep. You probably already know sleep matters, but knowing that sleep is important is not the same as building habits that actually support it. For athletes, sleep is linked with recovery, cognitive performance, immune function, mood, and training quality. And the problem is simple. Your body does not work like a light switch. You cannot give it stimulation all day and then expect it to shut down perfectly in 5 minutes. Sleep is regulated by signals: light, timing, temperature, sleep pressure, stress, food, caffeine. So the better question is not, how do I get perfect sleep? The better question is, how do I make sleep easier for my body? That is what we will talk about in this video. 10 practical sleep habits that can help you build a better routine, recover more consistently, and wake up feeling more ready to train. No complicated biohacks, no perfect routine. Just simple habits built around the athlete's sleep system. The first habit is simple. Make your room dark, quiet, and cool. This sounds basic, but basic does not mean weak. Your sleep environment affects how easily your body can settle into sleep. Temperature matters because sleep is connected to thermoregulation, which is your body's ability to control heat. Before and during sleep, the body naturally shifts temperature, and a room that is too warm can make that process harder. So look at your room honestly. Is there light coming through the curtains? Is your phone lighting up beside your bed? Is the room too warm? Is there noise you can reduce? Your room does not need to be perfect, but it should make sleep easier, not harder. Dark, quiet, cool, simple. The second habit is to control light. Light is one of the strongest timing signals for your circadian rhythm. Your circadian rhythm is your internal 24-hour clock. It helps your body know when to be alert and when to prepare for sleep. Morning light tends to shift the body clock earlier, while evening and night light can shift it later. So do not only think about the night, think about the whole day. Get outdoor light in the morning when you can. Then in the evening, lower the intensity. Dim the lights, reduce bright screens. Make the last part of the day feel different from the first part. You do not need to be extreme. But if your brain gets bright light, fast videos, messages, and notifications until the final minute before bed, it makes sense that your body may struggle to slow down. Better sleep often starts with better signals. The third habit is to keep the bed for sleep. Your brain learns associations. If your bed is where you sleep, your body starts to recognize it as a sleep cue. But if your bed is also where you scroll, work, answer messages, watch videos, stress about tomorrow, and replay the day, then your bed becomes a mixed signal. It is no longer just a place to sleep. It becomes another place to stay alert. So make the bed boring in the best possible way. No endless scrolling, no work, no late night planning, no intense content. Let the bed become a clear cue. When you get into bed, the message should be simple. This is where the day ends. The fourth habit is to anchor your wake-up time. Most people focus only on bedtime. But if your sleep rhythm is inconsistent, the morning is often the best place to start. A stable wake-up time helps create rhythm. And rhythm matters because sleep timing is partly controlled by your circadian system. This does not mean you can never sleep in. You have training blocks, you have late nights, you have travel, you have life. But as a practical target, try to keep your wake-up time within roughly the same 1-hour window on most days. That gives you flexibility without letting your body clock drift too far. Because if every day starts at a completely different time, your body has to keep guessing. So choose a wake-up time that works for most days. Protect it when you can, and build from there. Consistency beats perfection, especially with sleep. The fifth habit is to build a 30-minute downshift routine. not a complicated routine, just a transition. Because one of the biggest sleep mistakes is expecting your body to go from full speed into deep rest. Work, training, screens, messages, stress. Then suddenly, sleep now. That is a hard switch. A downshift routine helps your body understand that the day is ending. It lowers stimulation, it creates predictability, and it gives your mind somewhere to land. This could be simple. Prepare your training kit. Take a warm shower. Do light mobility. Read a few pages. Write down what you need to remember. The goal is not to create the perfect night routine. The goal is to stop crashing into bed with your system still running at full speed. Give yourself 30 minutes, not to optimize everything, just to slow down. The sixth habit is to stop treating late-night screens as recovery. Scrolling feels passive. You are lying down. You are not training. You are not working. So it feels like rest, but often it is not recovery. Your brain is still processing information. Fast cuts, messages, comments, news, emotion, stimulation, and screen use is not only about blue light. Research suggests the sleep impact of screens can involve light, timing, alertness, content, and the fact that screens delay bedtime. So the point is not screens are evil, the point is timing matters. Late at night, when your body should be lowering intensity, screens often do the opposite. Create a cutoff, put your phone away from the bed, or at least make it harder to reach. Recovery is not just doing nothing. Recovery is creating the conditions to restore. The seventh habit is to use naps carefully. Naps can be useful, especially if you had a poor night of sleep, an early session, or a heavy training block. Sleep intervention research in athletes suggests that increasing sleep duration, either at night or through naps, can support physical or cognitive performance in some contexts. But naps are still a tool, not a free-for-all. For a simple power nap, aim for roughly 15 to 25 minutes. Long enough to reduce sleepiness, but short enough to lower the chance of waking up groggy. Timing matters too. Early afternoon is usually safer than late afternoon or evening, because late naps can make it harder to sleep at night. So use naps with intent. Keep them short. Do not take them too late. And watch how they affect your night sleep. If a nap helps you recover without damaging your sleep later, use it. If it makes you wired at midnight, adjust it. The goal is not to nap more, the goal is to recover better. The eighth habit is to respect caffeine timing. Caffeine can be useful, very useful. It can support focus, alertness, and training. But caffeine is not free. Caffeine works partly by blocking adenosine. Adenosine is a chemical that builds up in your brain the longer you are awake. The more adenosine builds up, the stronger your natural pressure to sleep becomes. In simple terms, adenosine is one of the signals that helps your body feel tired. Caffeine does not remove that tiredness. It temporarily blocks part of the signal, so you may feel more awake, but your body may still be carrying sleep pressure underneath. And here's the practical part. Caffeine has an average half-life of around 5 hours, but this can vary a lot between people. Half-life means the time it takes your body to clear about half of the caffeine. So if you drink caffeine 6 hours before bed, it does not mean it is gone. It means a meaningful amount may still be active. One study found that caffeine taken even 6 hours before bedtime had disruptive effects on sleep. So as a simple rule, keep your last caffeine at least 6 hours before sleep. And if your sleep is sensitive or if you are in a heavy training block, make it 8 to 10 hours. That means for many athletes, the safest cutoff is early afternoon. This is not about quitting coffee. It is about using caffeine like an athlete at the right time, without sacrificing sleep. The ninth habit is to avoid overloading digestion before bed. And this one needs balance. Because you do need fuel, especially after hard training. Going to bed underfueled is not a smart recovery strategy, but going to bed overloaded can also make sleep harder. Large meals close to bedtime may increase digestive discomfort, reflux, and nighttime waking in some people. So, the practical rule is this: try to finish your main meal around 2 to 3 hours before bed. If you still need something later, keep it smaller and easier to digest. That can be useful after evening training, when you still need recovery nutrition. The goal is not restriction, the goal is timing. After hard training, eat enough. Get protein, get carbs when needed, rehydrate. But try not to leave your biggest, heaviest meal until the final minutes before bed. Your body should not have to choose between deep rest and heavy digestion. And the same idea applies to fluids. Hydration matters, but if you drink a large amount right before bed and then wake up to use the bathroom, that is a pattern worth adjusting. So hydrate earlier in the evening, then keep the last hour or two lighter. Small sips are fine. Just avoid loading fluids right before sleep. Fuel recovery. Do not overload the system. The 10th habit is to match sleep to training load. This is the most athlete-specific point. Your sleep needs are not the same every week. A light training week is not the same as a heavy block. A recovery day is not the same as race week. An easy session is not the same as long intervals, a long run, or back-to-back endurance work. Athlete sleep experts recommend an individualized approach because athletes vary in sleep need, training load, travel demands, and competition schedules. So when training stress goes up, sleep should become more protected. Plan earlier. Do not panic at the end of the day. If tomorrow is a key session, do not treat tonight like an afterthought. One bad night does not ruin everything. But repeated poor sleep during heavy training, that is something to take seriously. Because serious athletes do not only plan training, they also plan the conditions that allow training to work. So if your sleep is inconsistent, do not start by blaming yourself. Start by looking at the signals around your sleep, your room, your light exposure, your evening routine, your screens, your caffeine, your food timing, your training load. Better sleep is not usually one dramatic change. It is a few small changes repeated often enough that your body starts to understand the rhythm. That is the goal, not perfect sleep. Clearer signals, a routine that is easier to repeat, and recovery that becomes a little more reliable. So start with one habit tonight, just one. Make the room darker, put the phone away earlier, set your caffeine cutoff, or build a simple 30-minute downshift. One change is enough to begin. This is Phase 1 Elite Recovery. Recover smarter, perform stronger.